I'm here today to talk to you about some interesting research into NAPLAN. NAPLAN, as you would be aware, is the National Assessment Program that takes place in May and goes across every school in the whole of Australia. At the Melbourne Graduate School of Education and the Whitlam Institute, we have recently undertaken a survey of educators about how NAPLAN is affecting their students. Over 8,000 educators took part in this survey and have responded in a range of areas. We asked educators if a poorer than expected result in NAPLAN would have an impact on their enrolments. They've responded that not only would it affect their student enrolments, it could also affect their ability to attract and retain staff. It could affect the perception within the school and outside of the school. This means that parents may avoid sending their students to the school, students may get sent to other schools, media perception can have a big impact and can certainly drive down those enrolments. Another series of questions that we asked was around the area of pedagogy and curriculum. And we asked, is it possible that NAPLAN is affecting what is happening in the classroom and the way in which it's happening? What we discovered was that according to most educators, yes, there is an impact. Teachers reported that they had spent less face-to-face time with their students as a result of NAPLAN, that they taught to the test if they were teaching on NAPLAN subjects, that if they taught subjects that were not tested by NAPLAN, that would then have an effect of actually giving them less timetable time, and often parents and students then thought their subject was not as important because it wasn't nationally tested. It also affected the way in which teachers interacted with their students in terms of well-being and health. So we asked teachers, have they been reported to in that? Have students actually come to them and said, I'm not coping for some reason? They reported that yes, students do come to them and say, I'm stressed about the NAPLAN, I feel I'm too dumb to do the NAPLAN, I don't think I'm going to cope on the day, I might freeze. And that actually there is a very long, what we would call a tail of these students who simply can't cope. So the bottom line is, yes, NAPLAN is having an impact on the teaching and learning that's taking place in our schools. And that yes, it may have some positive impacts, we do have large-scale data, but there certainly are some negative impacts that need to be taken into account. We need to open up this dialogue between educators, policymakers, and find out what can be done and how we can alleviate some of these.